a lot of it is when you go into the lower elevations where the creeks are running down into the little valleys, where you see most of the heartache, the heartbreak, the houses gone, cars swept away, trees down. It's a lot to take in. It makes you grateful and thankful that you have what you have, and that you didn't suffer this heartache, although many did. And your heart just really goes out to them. Are we gonna get in trouble? That looked like an Ashe County man right there. It is October 17th, 2024. School is still out for the children in Ashe County and surrounding neighborhoods and areas, I'm sure. We rode up close to White Top. Is White Top Virginia? Yeah. We got close to White Top and Kona Rock, Damascus, but we turned around to come back through Lansing so that I could get some video.
Warrenville.
Yeah, Warrenville.
I think it's Warrenville.
Beautiful, beautiful area. All of the mountains of North Carolina are spectacular with their fall colors. Just a beautiful area to be in. But you know, people live up here. This is their home. This is all they've known. This is where they've grown up, where they've raised children, where their children have had children. And it just kind of tugs at your heartstrings. And what are you thinking right now, Gary Creech?
It's just amazing looking at this, looking at these little creeks. The creeks, a lot of them are, right now, they're a foot deep. And you can see where they've been 20 feet high. I mean, you can see refrigerators hanging in trees.
Roads washed out.
Roads like this one, you know, it was gone.
There's
Is that the guy with the chainsaw?
Yeah, he's a good Samaritan, working, still cutting trees.
Think of all these people, when you look at these little mountain streams, you think, oh, it's so beautiful. Have these little cabins, you see these little cabins sitting on the creek. It's all so quiet, you hear the water running. And when you look at what this water can do.
It really is unbelievable. You think of those little mountain creeks and streams. You get to hear the little gurgles and see the little waterfalls and the power that they actually have amidst a storm like what we had. It wasn't just Hurricane Helene. We had rain for several days up here before Hurricane Helene even got to the area. So that's what a lot of people don't understand, is that, well, they knew it was coming. They should have prepared. No. Not on top of the rains that we already had. They had no idea what was going to happen.
Had no idea we was going to wake up the next morning and the water was going to be up to the back of the house and rising.
And rising.
You look down
Now, we made the decision that morning when we woke up and saw what was happening. We felt okay, felt secure that the Hurricane Helene coming, that we would get it worse at home. But we had nothing compared to what they have up here. We were without power back home in South Carolina, what, 2 days we were without power? These folks up here have been without power for weeks. I'm afraid if I put the camera close to the outside the window, it's going to get the wind noise in it. And the whole time we were riding up here, Gary was saying, how can you even imagine how that creek came out over
This whole road right here was flooded.
over the road like it did, up off the banks like it did. And up above the creek, right up there, is an old train track. Well, the tracks aren't there, just the trestles. And this could have been part of it, maybe?
Bridge.
And you think that things up here may have slacked off a little bit as far as people coming up and helping and all the supplies and donations. I know they've kind of slowed down somewhat to give the folks that are taking it all in, give them time to sort it and organize it and get it out. But y'all don't forget. Don't forget about these folks.
There was a bridge. You used to go to that house right there, a little cabin.
Was it the night before last they had snow up here? And I do have a video of a snow-capped mountain up here. And in this area of Lansing, I kept watching the Weather Channel and it kept showing snow for them. And can you imagine if they were out without power, or if they were without a home, being up here in that cold? I just can't.
Just this morning, when we got up, it was like it snowed. Heavy frost. Imagine these people. We've seen people here with tarps set up. I'm assuming they're sleeping in these tarps and stuff. They can't go in the house.
I mean, again, look at the beautiful mountain. The colors are gorgeous. And then right
whole road.
underneath it,
This road that we're driving on was underwater.
we were riding along here, coming this way, and we saw a refrigerator in the trees above the creek, just hanging in the trees.
12 feet above the creek.
Yep. And we'll see if we can get that in a minute. I hate to have to keep going through the front windshield, but the noise from outside is going to be aggravating as well. Look at this.
Right there.
Was here,
It's done
all
the-
in the road.
Done the damage.
The deer.
Couple of them.
Is it? It is. How about that? Oh, and we did also see the roof of a house, didn't we?
People there floated out.
Mm-hmm. Are those the folks that didn't have a bridge to get across? We've seen a lot of bridges out, but we did see several of them have been rebuilt back. Small bridges to get to their homes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've had some landslides also. We have seen a few cars in the creek also. Mm-hmm. There's a car way out there in the trees. The water was all out in this field, and the creek is way over there. folks had no idea what kind of rain they were going to be getting. Water all through it, went all through it. There's another car up there. And we are in the Lansing area right now, right? This is Lansing. Big Horse Creek. Well, Big Horse Creek Road, and that's Big Horse Creek that runs alongside it. It was 38 earlier. It's warmed up to 43 now. How you feeling right now, Gary Creech?
You know, you think about all these things that you do every day. You work, you go home and you sit down and eat. You go out to eat. Come home and sit in your recliner. And then you got this. This used to be a house. And these people, they came home to nothing. Not even their family pictures, all their things they've collected all their life is gone.
And just about.
They don't have a vehicle. Go out and get it. They don't have any power.
The whole time we've been riding, we've seen maybe how many cars? Trucks. Maybe 3?
The one behind me is the third one.
But it's kind of like deserted. I wouldn't really say deserted, but there's some that don't have a home to come to. So they've been displaced. They're somewhere sheltered somewhere. Hotels maybe. Schools that are still serving as shelters. It's really sad, y'all.
I think you have certain people up here that you can't
Well, we about hit a cat, about got hit head on,
That's
and
a
the dude
cat.
behind us was.
That's a cat.
Hey, they have 9 lives.
That car was sitting in somebody's yard right there. That was sitting in their yard.
So what is something you can do for these folks up here? What is something an individual can do? Donations to the local churches, monetary donations, more than likely. They've got probably their limit right now on water and just the essentials like that. Samaritan's Purse. Yep. Bridge is gone.
The driveway getting their house, so a lot of traffic on the road, so people can't get their vehicles out. And probably depending on somebody to come and build them a bridge, they can get out. Not a lot of chance of that right now. All the construction people are busy. Stuff way up in the trees.
Yeah.
All this stuff, water was up to here.
Sure was.
There's a car. You can see it or not. There's a wheel sticking up right there.
Sure do. Can't really.
There's a car down in there.
Car right there, yep.
Just hope the person got out of it.
There again, you've got the beauty of the mountains and you've got the devastation. And again, just for reference, this is 3 weeks after
That was
the initial
somebody's
damages.
driveway.
3 weeks later. Today is Thursday, October 17th, 2024. I'll keep passing the phone over to Gary when he has a better vantage point. church we saw earlier. They don't have a bridge to get to them.
Yeah, I think I'll show you the bridge. See the church, there's our this is where you would have turned into the church right here.
Tuckerdale Baptist Church. I think we're actually on Scenic Byway, North Carolina Scenic Byway, Highway 194, out of Lansing, well, out of West Jefferson, going towards Lansing.
It's hard to imagine that little creek.
Oh, look at this once beautiful home site. This is a lot of the worst damage, isn't it? And the roof of that house is up here. People's things, their belongings, all out here for trash disposal.
I'm going to show you something. Talking about the force of the water. See this big I-beam that once was their bridge? Look at this one on this side. Bent. Water and debris bent that big I-beam.
We don't know where it came from, where it sat. So devastating. Big Horse Creek. Looks like they were in the middle of building. I think they'll be back to start again anytime soon.
Some of that debris high up in the trees and debris. Or down in the water. Hard to imagine.
No, the rock remained. Here's a place where the road washed out. They've redone it so that traffic can get through. of the creek over there on your side. Refrigerators up there. I haven't downloaded any editing software, so I don't have any way to edit and make shorter versions of a video.
I got to stop and show people this.
All right, guys, here's the part that really just blew our mind.
Kind of give you an idea of the creek down there, if you can see it. But that's a refrigerator hanging in that tree, and the creek is way down there, 20 feet below that refrigerator. When you look at these little creeks, you never can imagine that it could get that high. Car number 5, 6.
It came across the road. The creek came across the road and
into that house.
Into that house.
It's just hard to imagine. Hard to believe. People definitely need help.
Yep, I don't know if you could hear what Gary said, because I had the phone out the window, and the wind out there will really mess up the hearing, the sound on the phone. But he said these people up here, these folks really need help for years to come, not just for a couple of weeks, but
Times are hard as it is, and a lot of people struggle. And a lot of these people are the struggling people that struggle anyway. And now something like this comes and takes everything they've had away from them. It's hard to believe that can happen. To just one day you've got everything and the next day you have nothing.
yeah. We consider ourselves very fortunate, grateful.
About like this has
heard the term in the blink of an eye. It's really true, in the blink of an eye.
Look down at that river. Where we're at. We're getting ready to go to Lansing.
I don't know if they can hear you because of the sound. Say it again.
I said
Where we just were,
this river is, I don't know, 100 feet below where we're at right now. And this town that we're getting ready to go through, the whole town is flooded. This was a park that we just came through with the family a while back.
they just built that park.
Fishing.
Mm-hmm.
Kids are playing in the
Right
creek.
over there. Yep.
Right over there. All of this was underwater. All these buildings. And we're going to get down here to the town. All the trailers set up down here. This is FEMA giving assistance to people. People bringing trailer loads of stuff in.
So they do have a lot of help,
But this town,
but they're going to need it in the weeks and months ahead.
right here.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but back there was a sign that said flood Lansing with kindness on one of the storefronts. Pie on the Mountain. You always wanted to come try that one, didn't you? Let's see if I can get a good picture of it. And on the side of that car it says Flood Lansing with love. There's Pie on the Mountain. Wouldn't you say the biggest difference between what happened here in Lansing, in the town, and Chimney Rock is the rushing water? That's a larger creek that runs through Chimney Rock. And here in Lansing is, you've got Big Horse Creek.
A little bit bigger goes to Chimney Rock. This, where we're at now, I'm not an expert on this by any means, but it's sort of like this area was on the outskirts of the storm that went through there. I think like Chimney Rock and all was more of a hard hit area.
Right.
I'm not saying this hadn't been hit hard, but these buildings are still here.
Yeah.
The streets are still here. They've been flooded out.
Let me hold this. Let me put my ticket on.
It's construction equipment running up and down the street, doing what they need to do to get things done.
serving free food to the rescue workers, recovery workers, folks who are coming in to help. The church, I guess in their basement, right?
They had a landslide up there. I guess they put tarps over it. All these are small businesses, look like bringing loads of stuff in.
Right. So thank you folks for all that you're doing. And thank you everyone for your donations, whatever they may be, for your thoughts, for your prayers, for these towns up in the mountains of North Carolina. Especially the one that is close to our heart, Ashe County. We thank you.